My name is Tom Whitesell. I'm an internal medicine physician, also the chief of staff here on the Camden campus. I've worked for the health system for 16 years. When you look at what this thing has done over time, and the people that we've lost, and in some ways unnecessarily, just having something besides a mask that allows your own immune system to fight a little bit harder against this, it means everything. What I'm about to show you is basically what I end up doing for my patients to try and explain this. I'm a visual learner, so it's easier for me. A picture's worth 1,000 words, and so what I've tried to do is take the myriad of research and as things change and put it in a way that's understandable, that makes sense, so that someone can make an informed decision. Basically, when you talk about vaccination as a whole, and this is the X-axis, okay, and that's time. Over time, because this virus is going to mutate, it is going to get more virulent and it's going to get worse, okay? Now, this may actually be logarithmic, but for simplicity's sake, we're going to look at it like this. When I got sick with this, the alpha variant, that's about how sick I got. So that's your y-axis. When you vaccinate people, you are going to chase this line no matter what you do. Okay? I mean, we'll always be doing that. It'd be kind of like getting the flu shot every year. The problem is, what we're seeing now with Delta is that people are getting this sick. Okay? Whereas if you're vaccinated, this is how sick you get. So it's kind of a no-brainer. This person's in the hospital, this person's at home, and they're doing better. In fact, there was a study of 32,000 people that was just released this week that showed that all 3 vaccines are extremely effective at preventing hospitalization. So I kind of want people to look at it like a rain jacket, okay? If it's misting, it's going to provide plenty of protection. If there's a downpour, well, you may still get it, but the point is your immune system's going to have a jump on it. Okay, so when we look at what happened over in India from the alpha to the Delta variant, the flu has an infection coefficient of 1, okay? The old alpha variant had an infection coefficient of 2. Delta has an infection coefficient of around 10. The only thing more infectious is measles. The other thing that's problematic is you have to clear the amount of virus once you get it. And for every 1 virus you got with alpha, you're having to clear roughly 1,000 times that amount with Delta. And where with alpha, it was concentrated mainly in the upper lungs, Delta is in the oral pharynx, so it makes it even more infectious. So the thing is, people say, well, it's new. I mean, how do I know that it's safe? Well, when we look at how we develop any medicine, you run through 3 trials, okay? And you have to get through all 3 of those, and then you go into human trials. Well, what they did with this is they said, hey, we'll start phase 1, then we'll start phase 2, and then we'll start phase 3. Well, and they all passed. So you're able to get to an endpoint faster, but still do everything that you need to do in order to keep things safe. Now, the research that's involved with this actually goes all the way back to the 1990s. The double phospholipid bilayer and the mRNA research was concentrated with primarily HIV and in cancer research. So they were able to apply that to what we have with the coronavirus. So when you look at a vaccine, let's just take the flu. Every year, they take 4 strains of the flu, they kill them, and they give it to you. All right? And we do it every year, and we do well with it. So the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, they said, okay, we'll take the coronavirus, we'll kill it, and we'll give it to you. It's basically the same sort of technology. And while effective, there were a few more side effects than we ideally wanted to have. I mean, the dead virus causes clotting. It also causes lower motor neuron neuropathy. And so this vaccine can also do that. So they said, okay, what can we do? Well, basically the way it works, okay, both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, and this is a simplification, but it gets you to where you need to go, is you have a double phospholipid bilayer, okay, with basically a protein code. And that's it. So the human cell sits here. Here's the nucleus. And so what happens is this double phospholipid bilayer allows for a protein code to get into the cell. All right, that protein code, or mRNA, actually codes for part of the spike protein from the coronavirus. So we've all seen pictures of it, you know, a little circular thing, and it has all these spikes coming out of it. All right, and they kind of got the lollipops on the end. And again, that's an oversimplification. But so what we did is say, okay, we'll put in the protein code for this. You get this. The body then recognizes that as foreign, kicks that out, and then that activates the whole clotting cascade and forms antibodies. And that's basically it. Now, this part right here, okay, where we go from the body recognizing this as foreign to building antibodies, is where you get the side effects, the little bit of fever, the headache, that kind of stuff that's to be expected as your body's building the immunity. And then after you build that, you get a second shot, which builds it even higher. And this right here, doing this, is basically what allows for this, which cuts down on hospitalization and increased overall benefit of survival. The bottom line is that it's safe, it works well, it can keep you out of the hospital. And so my recommendation is anybody that can get it should absolutely get it.